Good evening, Miss class. Today our group will present about our plan for the final oral resolutions, and I will go first. Mm, Hello everyone. I'm excited to share my resolution plan for the final oral resolution in the course. Public speaking. My resolution is titled "Navigating this Talent and is maintaining at Ho Chi Minh City Open Universities." I will share my experiences from the first days I decided to study at the university until now, 2 years later. You will see the outline of my presentation here. In part one, introduction, I will begin by greeting the audience and sharing my initial doubts about managing my time effectively between work and studies. I will express my concern regarding the choice of Ho Chi Minh City Open University and whether I would be able to meet the demands of the programs. In part two, Audit, I will divide into four main ideas. First, addressing concern, I will share some insights I've gained from student reviews. One particular student mentioned his experience of starting strong with AAA CB8, but he faced overwhelming challenges in the second semester. I found this perspective really resonated with me. About course work overview, I'd like to discuss diverse and challenging curriculum that encourage the student about critical thinking and effective communication. I will highlight my personal growth through assignments, emphasizing how it tasks were an opportunity for improvement. Third, about organization strategies, I talk about the importance of discipline in balancing studies and work. I discovered that creating structured schedule were crucial for my success, helping me stay on track and reduce anxieties. And lastly, I will highlight the various support systems available at the universities, especially making friends with other students have a sense of community and give important support during tough times. In the last part conclusions, I would like to share a recap of my journeys and the lessons I learned along the way, encouraging others to view the chances of this learning as an opportunity for personal growth. I hope my parents will provide insight to the realities of these journeys. That's all about my resolution length. I would like to hear your feedback on my plan. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Young, for your topic. I think that your topic will engage a lot of students because we are all like following a distance learning platform. Anyway, I'm still a little bit confused by your topic and your title. Is your presentation primarily informative, aiming to share your experience with distance learning, or do you intend to persuade the audience that online distance learning is a good choice?
Yes, thanks for your feedback. My resolution is primarily informative. I mean, to share my personal experience with this learning at University Open Universities. I want to highlight both the challenges and the valuable skills gained through the challenge rather than solely pursuing the other. That is a good choice for studies in the distance learning programs. Yes,
Like review like your experience in distance learning, right?
yes,
Yeah. Okay, thank you.
thank you.
Yeah, Mr. Young, I would like to add a little bit recommendation about your plan. Like, can you can like consider adding a brief section on a specific benefits or advantages of
Yes.
choosing why you choose distance learning rather than learning offline, and maybe you can add like a visual representation of your study schedule and or some a chart about the amount of student success rate or the number of students who enroll in this distance learning, yeah, to support your presentation. Yeah, that's just my
Thank
recommendation.
Thanks for your feedback. I appreciate the suggestion to include a session on the specific benefits of the plans unit. Thank you so much. So it's okay. We move to the next one. Next versus Miss Vũ Thị Hiếu Hiếu Hạnh.
Hello, teacher. Hello, everyone. My name is Thị Hiếu Hạnh, and my topic is about the negative impact of TikTok on the brain. So I believe that most of us are using TikTok. The TikTok was initially launched in 2016 and rapidly spread over the world with a huge amount of active users. So how popular is it, right? And it's more surprising that even though adults are not harmful and prevent their children from being immersed in it, they still do not skip up. So what is the irresistible attraction of TikTok that can lure everyone can't ignore it? And that is lead to any negative effects on our brains, especially with children. So now let's come to how it works on the brains from perspectives, from specialist perspective. So the part to the body. So I will explain what TikTok is. TikTok is type of short videos. Short form videos that really promoted by any individual. Instructors is basically decreasing attention span and cause memory loss. The reason is tasks are rhythmically switched to one another constantly, causing faster information acquisitions with lower deep focus. So this could reduce attention span and cause the information consumed to be less, as well as transitions from short-term memory to long-term memory. In particular, it's caused trouble in reading and learning of children, even cause deficits hyperactivity disorder. On the other hand, TikTok will demonstrate to have impact on the reduce on the body part. Yeah, thank you. On the other hand, TikToks were demonstrated to have an impact on psychologies like depressions, anxieties, and stress. Because TikTok algorithms appropriately satisfies personal experiences, users always have been activate dopamine, like feeling good, through rich entertainment. Thus, it leads to fall into less excitement to other usual activities. So besides living in the virtual world all the time lead to lack of social relationships easily, resulting in stress and depression. So to the conclusion, the total negative impact of TikTok on brains have been alert and claimed it can be ignored because of the need to rapidly absorb in varieties information in high technology century. Therefore, how to harmoniously handle positive and negative impacts on TikTok user is an important and urgent matter. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Han, for your topic. Like TikTok is really, bombard nowadays. So I think your topic is clear and relevant, especially in this digital age. The outline is well structured, and I'm really impressed by your detailed outline about cognitive and psychological effects of TikTok. However, I think that the topic might be a little bit broad. Like your outline covers both cognitive and psychological effects of TikTok. Do you plan to give them equal weight, or would it be more about effective to focus on deeply one area?
Yes, thank you for your comments. Because the topic reports the efforts of TikTok on the brain from a scientific perspective. In my opinion, it should be encompass the cognitive development and psychological aspect. Therefore, it could be the basis for the future solution research. And I highly appreciate your recommendations on evaluation rate of brain impact and deeply focusing on one area. However, the shortage of the fundamental short bring disadvantage to the research. Thank you.
Thank you.
I have also a recommendation and a little question for your presentation. Like, who is your audience?
Yeah.
Yeah. This is for parents because you might focus more on the impact on children and teenagers, but even for the young adults, yeah, like teenagers and young adults, like university students, you will have another way to approach and talk about uh, the bad effect on their brain. And I think if you can add your own experience into this, it will be more, I'm gonna say, more personal, and yeah, to have a deeper connect to the topic with the audience.
Thank you very much for your recommendations. This topic is quite general objective. It's about the cognitive development and the psychology aspect. And in fact, that eyes focus remains on children. So, yeah. So, thank you very much. I will focus more on children. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Miss Hạnh, for sharing your topic about TikTok. My name is Lưu Thị Minh Nguyệt, and I will continue to present my topic, which is related to perfectionism. In my presentation, I will divide it into three parts: introduction, body, and conclusion. So, my title would be why perfectionism in studying is holding you back and how to get over it.
All right.
Okay. Thank you, Ms. Hạnh, for sharing your topic about TikTok. Now, I am Lưu Thị Minh Nguyệt. I will present a topic related to perfectionism. In my topic, I will divide it into three parts. And my title would be Why Perfectionism in Studying is Holding You Back and How to Get Over It. So the introduction will be in 30 seconds, and I will make my hook by sharing my anecdotes about learning online and pose a relatable question, which is, does that sound familiar to anyone to, engage the audience in my topic? Especially within the context of e-learning at Ho Chi Minh City Open University. And I will say a thesis statement, which is about perfectionism, and I will emphasize my solutions to this issue. Next, I will talk about my body, and my body will be divided into two parts. The first part, I will present about the negative impacts of perfectionism on mental health, productivity, and learning. The next part, I will talk about strategies to overcome perfectionism, and it will be within 2 minutes. The first main idea I want to talk to is setting realistic goals to avoid perfectionism, and I will share my ideas about breaking tasks into manageable steps to avoid feeling overwhelmed. And I will give some examples for this. I will mention the LMS platform, and I will share people with utilizing the course segmentation to focus on completing one module at a time. And then the second strategy I would like to present is embracing mistakes as learning opportunities. I will say that viewing errors as essential parts of learning process is normal. And I will give an example of participating in like online discussion forums to share draft ideas and receive constructive feedback like we are doing now. And then I will help the listener understand that initial mistakes can lead to deeper insights. And lastly, I will talk about focusing on progress over perfection. This means that you should celebrate small achievements to maintain motivation and use the LMS tracking features to monitor your progress. So for the conclusion, I will summarize the bad effects of perfectionism and the benefits of adopting healthier study habits. And I will encourage peers to implement these strategies in their e-learning environments. And that's my part for my topic. I would love to hear feedback from you guys.
Thanks for your sharing. So your topic is very interesting with well structures as well as clear and detailed ideas. So you have to present some efforts of perfectionism in studying. Your example is quite constantly and look likely appreciate e-learning of Open University being perfect models getaways of perfect perfectionism. So I have heard about the terminologies overthinking. Yeah, however you heard it, it is about excessive thinking, but unuseful and unnecessary way. So, do you think it's related to your concept of perfectionism, as you mentioned?
Oh, thank you. Thank you for your compliment and thank you for your question. You brought up an interesting point about overthinking. And I think you're right. Like, overthinking often ties into perfectionism, but I think it's only a part in perfectionism. And I am focusing on perfectionism in the academic environment. And I think they still relate. They still relate. They lead to stress and anxiety, and both of them can be can stem from a fear of making mistakes or not meeting high standards. And I think I would mention it in my presentation to differentiate two of them. Thank you.
Thank you.
Your topic is interesting and valuable and particular for students. The chapters you provide are practical and actionable. But I also one question to ask you is about you say the how can teacher help students overcome perfectionism while maintaining academic standards? Please.
Yeah, thank you, thank you. I think your question is interesting. Like, I have heard that some people said that like perfectionism can help people succeed in their life, but my topic is focused on the negative effect of perfectionism. So, uh, but I do think that I should say something like more about lowering academic standards, like as you mentioned, and I do think that educators can support students by promoting a growth mindset. This means that like you value the effort and learning from mistakes rather than just focusing on perfect results. Uh, and creating an environment where mistakes are viewed as learning opportunities, and it can help the students not just make the student feel worse or feel bad about not being perfect. Um, so I guess that no one else want to give feedback. So I'm going to hand over to Miss Joe, who will talk about social media.
Yeah, okay, thank you, Miss Nguyệt. So my name is Trần Quỳnh Châu, and I'm going to talk about my presentation topic. It's about the psychology of social media addiction. My title is Social Media Script. Are we addicted or just engaged? So my topic is a little bit alike of what Miss Han gonna present. But what different is I will not only talk about TikTok, but also the other social media platform. So with the introduction, I will have the intro, the body, and the conclusion, like everyone else in my team. And I will start with a relatable anecdote about social media use, such as like how many of you have picked up your phone within 5 minutes of putting it down to make it relatable to my audience, because I know everyone will do that. All right, and I will briefly introduce the prevalence of social media and its impact on our life. Then I will state the main point, like how platforms are designed for engagement and the effect of them on their mental well-being. Okay, Mr. Young, can you help me change to the body? Yeah, thank you. Okay, for the body, the first one, I want to talk about how platforms like TikTok or Facebook or even Thread, Instagram, they can engage. I will explain the psychological principles used, like variable rewards, intermittent reinforcement, and of course the FOMO, fear of missing out. Like when you have a fear that everyone knows something but you're not, or you're not catching with the trend, something like that, the trend, and social comparison. Of course, I will give like the example of how these are implemented. Like the infinite scroll. You say that I'll just use the phone for like 5 minutes, but then you end up like 30 minutes, or even an hour scrolling on Facebook or TikTok, checking for notification, likes, and comments. And I will briefly touch upon any specific social media trends or mental health concern relevant to young adults in Vietnam. I will focus more on these type, because they are the one who will be affected the most by social media. For example, the usage of specific platform, TikTok, social pressure relates to online image. Like you always have to edit something on your face before, especially girls, right, before posting it on Facebook. And I will have some screenshots of social media interface highlighting my the features I going to present. All right. The next part is the effects on mental health of people, mostly young adults. I will discuss the potential negative impact. Like beside the good part that we enjoy, that we will have some like anxieties increasing, depression, and body image issues, sleep disturbance, and something more else, like you focus on social media all days and then you don't have enough time for face-to-face interaction. And I will focus on the connection, not just listing problem here. And maybe I will have a simple infographic or chart that showing the proof of my presentation. And so the last one, the conclusion, is my call to action. Like I will offer some tips for mindful social media use. We won't just ban them, right? Because we cannot, of course, but we will have some solution for limiting the time of using social media, and how to curating your feed, like adjust it with good news or informative one, and practicing digital detox, focusing on real life interactions. And then I will end my presentation with a strong and memorable statement like, let's take control of them rather than let them control us. So that's all about my plan for the presentation.
Thank you very much for your sharing. Your topic raised the trending issues that's over-dependent status on social media nowadays. The structure is well organized with two main ideas. One for the reasons of the social media addiction, and then come to the consequence affecting our life from being controlled by it, right? So, and the conclusion develops the idea with worthy solutions. Thank you. And from your perspective, what is the most crucial reason cause to social media addiction? Why, and what are the advantages and disadvantages of controlling this issue? So do you think that you should input it into your topic as the remarkable point?
Thank you, Ms. Han. So for the first one, I think the reason for this, I think I will talk about it in the the beginning of my presentation, I have a short one. Yeah. For example, like the young adults nowadays, they are so busy with their life and they always have their phone with them, and they sometimes they feel isolated and they cannot interact with like real life interactions because they feel lonely. Yeah, because we all work from 9 to 5, right? So there's no time to talk. There's no time to talk alone out with friends. They just have the phone with them and the internet. But I think that's the reason, and I will mention it in the beginning.
Yeah. Okay.
I think I will insert more of my or someone I know's experience, like real experience, into my presentation.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Okay. Okay. Thank you.
I like your use of psychological principles, and I also consider include some real world example of someone overcome social media addiction for impact, and I hear that you discuss about the fear of missing out. And do you think that social media platforms should be take responsibility for having users to manage their screen times?
I think now they have, but it's just optional, right? If you use YouTube, you can see that we can limit our screen time on YouTube by setting the alarm. Yeah, I use that every time I go on YouTube, to, so I will not spending so much time on that. And even on our phone, like iPhone, they have the screen time report, right? Like every week or every day. But it's not like it's not force us to do it. It's just optional. So I
Yes.
think the most important one is our is raising our awareness. Yeah, about using social media.
Okay, that's it, the end of our group
Oh,
speaking. Thank you for your guidance and support, mid class. We appreciate the opportunity to share our thoughts, and thank you all for your contribution, and see you next topic next speaking. Thank you.